Welcome back to Detroit Motor Marvels, where we celebrate the most incredible and extravagant vehicles ever made. Now, we all know that cars can be expensive, but today, we're diving into a whole different level of extravagance. The kind where the paint job alone could buy you a mansion. If you're fascinated by the world's most expensive and exclusive cars, you've come to the right place. Be sure to... So, what makes these paint jobs so pricey? Well, first off, we're talking about a level of customization that's unheard of in the regular car world. Think about it. When you walk into a dealership, you're basically choosing from a pre-selected palette of colors, right? Maybe 10, maybe 15 options if you're lucky. But for the ultra-wealthy, buying a Bugatti or a Rolls-Royce, the color choice is just the beginning. These high-end manufacturers offer something called bespoke paintwork. What does that mean? It means you can literally bring in anything. A piece of fabric, a favorite tie, a flower from your grandmother's garden. And they will create a custom paint color that matches it perfectly. And I'm not talking about some rough approximation, I'm talking about a perfect scientific match using spectrophotometers and all sorts of fancy equipment. Rolls-Royce, for example, has this incredible program called bespoke paintwork. They have this whole team of specialists whose sole job is to create these one-of-a-kind paint colors. They'll actually work with you for weeks, sometimes months, to get the exact shade you want. It's insane. But of course, all this customization comes at a price. But the customization is just the tip of the iceberg. The materials used in these high-end paint jobs are often more expensive than the cars most of us drive. We're talking about things like crushed diamonds, gold flakes, and even meteorite dust mixed right into the paint. And I'm not exaggerating. Remember that Bugatti La Voiture Noire? The most expensive new car ever sold at nearly $20 million? Well, its deep black finish gets its incredible depth and shine from ultra-fine carbon fiber particles woven into the paint. It creates this mesmerizing effect where the car looks like it's absorbing all light. Then you have brands like Koenigsegg, which uses a special paint infused with ceramic nanoparticles. This not only makes the paint incredibly durable but also gives it this unreal, almost holographic depth. You can stare at it for hours, and it feels like you're looking into another dimension. And don't even get me started on the clear coats. We're talking about multiple layers of specialized clear coats that are baked on, polished to perfection, and designed to make the car look like it's permanently encased in glass. So, yeah, the materials alone are off the charts. Now let's talk about the actual process of applying these insane paints. Imagine this. You're used to seeing those videos of cars getting whipped through automated paint booths in a matter of minutes, right? Well, forget about that. These luxury paint jobs are a labor of love and time. We're talking weeks, sometimes months, to complete a single car. Each layer of paint is meticulously applied and sanded by hand, over and over again, to achieve this flawless mirror-like finish. I mean, the level of precision is insane. They say that some of these master painters can feel imperfections in the paint that are smaller than a human hair. That's how detail-oriented they are. And you know what else? Some of these paints require special climate-controlled booths to cure properly. So it's not just about the time spent painting, it's also about the specialized facilities and equipment needed to get the job done right. Precision application. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so they use fancy materials and take their sweet time, but it's just painting, right? Wrong. This isn't your average body shop we're talking about. The people who work on these cars are more like artists than mechanics. They undergo years of specialized training, often learning techniques that have been passed down for generations. At Pagani, for instance, the painters use this special technique called spolvero. It involves hand-rubbing the paint to create this incredibly smooth, almost translucent finish. And these guys, they don't just slap on the paint and call it a day. They're constantly inspecting their work, looking for even the tiniest imperfections. A single speck of dust, a slight unevenness in the coat, it's all unacceptable. Because when you're dealing with these multi-million-dollar cars, anything less than perfection just won't do. Cutting-edge technology. But wait, there's more. It's not just about traditional craftsmanship. Some of these paint jobs involve cutting-edge technology that most people wouldn't even believe. Take McLaren's meteorite gray paint, for example. It's not just a cool name, they actually infuse real metallic particles into the paint to create this incredible effect where the car seems to change color depending on how the light hits it. It's like something out of a science fiction movie. And then you have companies like BMW experimenting with self-healing paints that use special polymers to repair minor scratches and dings on their own. It's like magic. but it's real science and it's being used on some of the most expensive cars in the world. And of course, all this technology comes at a price. We're talking about millions of dollars in research and development to create these mind-blowing finishes. Hyper-limited editions. Now let's talk about exclusivity. When you buy a car like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, you're not just buying a car, you're buying into an exclusive club. And part of that exclusivity comes from the fact that many of these high-end paint jobs are only available on a limited number of cars. Take the Aston Martin Valkyrie, for example. Only 150 of these hypercars were ever made, and each one could be customized with a unique paint job. So not only are you getting an incredibly rare and expensive car, but you're also getting a one-of-a-kind work of art. And that exclusivity, my friends, is priceless. Or well, not exactly priceless. It adds a hefty premium to the already astronomical price tag. But for the ultra-wealthy collectors who buy these cars, that exclusivity is part of the appeal. But here's the kicker. What happens when you need to get one of these million-dollar paint jobs repaired? Well, let's just say it's not as simple as popping into your local body shop. Remember those exotic materials and painstaking processes we talked about? Yeah, they don't come cheap to fix. Even a minor scratch on some of these cars can cost tens of thousands of dollars to repair. Why? Because finding someone who can actually work on these specialized paints is like finding a needle in a haystack. You need someone who understands the specific materials, the application techniques, the curing process, the whole 9 yards. And even then, there's no guarantee that the repair will be 100% invisible. So yeah, owning one of these cars is a bit like owning a priceless Fabergé egg. One wrong move, and you could be looking at a hefty repair bill. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, but it's just paint, right? Why would anyone spend millions on a car just because of its color? Well, you have to understand that for the ultra-wealthy, these cars are more than just vehicles. They're status symbols. They're a way to showcase their wealth, their taste, and their individuality. And the paint job is a huge part of that. Think about it. When you see a Rolls-Royce Phantom roll by in that iconic midnight sapphire blue, it projects an image of power, luxury, and sophistication. It's not just a car, it's a statement. And that statement speaks volumes about the person behind the wheel. So, yeah, these paint jobs are expensive. But they're also a form of social currency. They're a way for the ultra-rich to differentiate themselves from the merely wealthy. But beyond the exclusivity and the status symbols, there's something else at play here. A deep appreciation for craftsmanship and artistry. These paint jobs are more than just a layer of color. They're the result of countless hours of meticulous work by some of the most skilled artisans in the world. They represent a level of dedication and attention to detail that's becoming increasingly rare in our mass-produced world. And I think that's something worth celebrating. Because when you really think about it, these cars are rolling works of art. They're a testament to the human capacity for creativity, precision, and the pursuit of perfection. And that, my friends, is something you can't put a price tag on. So, why do people pay millions for a paint job? Well, it's simple. They're not just paying for paint, they're paying for an experience. They're paying for the privilege of owning something truly unique, something that reflects their personality and their passions. They're paying for the artistry, the craftsmanship, and the legacy that goes into every layer of paint. And for some, that's worth every penny. Because at the end of the day, these cars are more than just machines. They're expressions of individuality, testaments to human ingenuity, and rolling masterpieces that will be admired for generations to come. And if you have the means, why not make a statement with a paint job that's as bold and as unique as you are? So, there you have it. From crushed diamonds to real gold, these paint jobs redefine luxury, turning cars into rolling masterpieces. Would you spend millions on a paint job if you had the chance? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this look into the world of ultra-luxury cars, don't stop here. Check out our other videos on Detroit Motor Marvels. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss an inside look at the automotive world's best-kept secrets. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.